is 11 o'clock. I think we're going to start. Welcome, everyone. This is Learning Chromebooks. It is the 26th of August. We have about 26 people in the audience today. If you are new here and haven't been before, then let me just say that this is being recorded and taped, and we will get you a copy of this probably in the next day. In the next 24 hours, Hewie will send out a notification to you saying, and it'll have the video in it, so you can re-watch this. The other thing that you should be aware of is that Hewie and I we have our own channels as well on YouTube, and so that these videos are also as an individual standalone video on those channels as well. So you can use them in your computer club, or you can use them whenever you want, and you don't have to actually have the whole 1 hour show. So it's up to you on, oh, Anne Marie's in, that's great, perfect. So you don't have to.
I didn't know she was.
There you go. Welcome, Anne Marie. Anyway, you don't have to. You should be. Hi. You'll know where to find the video. So so these will all be available for you for playback. We're going to. Hugh and I thought the best thing to do is get into this, and we'll start right away with the videos that we've prepared for you, and then we will have a question answer and a talk at the end. So we're going to do the videos first, and then we'll have a question answer at the end. So. Hewie, do you want to? I'll look after admitting people. Do you want to? Do you want to share your screen and get on with your first segment?
I'll do that. I'll let the one person in, and
I've got control over that. So
okay, and away we go.
Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. There are several ways in which you can sign into your Chromebook. Today I'm going to show you one of the ways you've probably not used. Now normally you would come to this screen and you'd type in your password and you'd be logged onto your Chromebook. This is the opening screen when you first turn on your Chromebook. You can shut down, you can browse as a guest, or you can add a person. Today we're going to talk about browsing as a guest. You will notice over on the other side, on the bottom, we don't have any connection. We're not connected until we either log on, and it may remember we're signed on to, or we may have to sign on to the local router. In this case, there's not going to be anything in memory. So when we click on Browse as Guest, you're now browsing as a guest. Pages you view in this window won't appear in the browser history, and they won't leave other traces, like cookies, on the computer after you sign out. Files you download and bookmarks you create won't even be preserved. We're going to come down here and connect to the internet by clicking here. We're going to choose the router of our choice, which is the local router, and then I have to remember the password. Now I think I've got the right one, and we'll connect. Look down here and watch it, and bingo, we are connected. So now we can do two things. We can either go to Google Chrome, or we can look at files. So let's look at files to see if there's anything there. Under downloads, it's empty. If I look at videos, there's nothing there. If we look at images, there's nothing there. In other words, whenever you use the guest mode, whatever you had will disappear. Now, if I click on the SD card, those files are still there. But let's come back to My Files and Downloads. And so we'll close this. Because we're connected to the internet, we can go to any website. So let's go to, now, even though I've gone here before, it doesn't remember anything. But when we connect, we're on just like we were on the Chromebook, signed in as us, but we're not signed in as anybody. We are a guest. We can sign into our account if we wished, Or we could sign into a different account. Or if you're letting somebody use your Chromebook as a guest, they can sign into their account and look at their Gmail and so on. And when they log out, it will not remember the information once we close out of the guest mode. I am going to do a screen capture. Bingo, I have a screen capture. And so we're going to now come out to Files. We're going to look in Downloads. And there's our screen capture. Okay, let's see what else. There's not much else you can do except whatever you can do in your browser, you can do while you're signed in. So when we're done, what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to say, okay, let's exit guest. Brings us back to the screen, and let's browse as a guest again. And let's go to Files and Downloads. There's nothing there. It did not save that file. If I was connected to my Google account and took a picture and then saved it to my Google Drive, and then when I accessed it later on Google Drive and signed into my account, it would be there. On the local computer, when you're a guest, anything you do will not be saved on the computer, and it doesn't keep track of any place you've gone, what you've done. So if we go here and we look at history, we don't see any history. So using the guest account will allow you to do a lot of things, or allow you to let guests in your home, kids, grandkids, sign in and use their Google account or no account and use the browser and go and do whatever they need to do. And again, to exit guest, I can shut down and screen capture, notifications. Obviously, we're not going to do any of that, and we can exit as the guest. Then we can sign in to our regular account, or we can shut down. The guest mode is perfect for when you want to let someone borrow your Chromebook and protect your online accounts at the same time. You may want to disable it, or if it's not enabled, to enable it. And this is how you would do it. You go to your settings, you go to security and privacy, and then manage other people. And it is here that you would enable guest browsing if it's turned off, or you can disable it if it's turned on just by clicking on it. That's all you have to do to make sure that you have guest browsing if you wish to have it. If you want to make sure that you have the latest version of the Chrome operating system or the Chrome OS, you can do so by going to your settings and then about Chrome OS. You click on it, you'll see what the current version of the Chrome OS is, and you can check for an update. You click on this, it will go out and check. If there is a new one, it will start downloading and installing the new one. If it's up to date, it'll tell you so and give you the version that you have. While we're here, the Chrome OS, like the Chrome browser, comes in several flavors. If you don't mind a few bugs and a few crashes, you can switch to a more cutting-edge version of the operating system before it becomes widely available, which means you'll get all the new features before they roll out for everyone else. Now, I do caution you, if this is your main computer and you don't want to worry about it crashing when you need it and have problems with it, I don't recommend what I'm going to show you. You will go to additional details and then go to the channel. Currently, I'm on the stable channel. To do this, you can change the channel. You can have the channel on stable, which means that you're going to have the fewest bugs. If you go to change channel, you can change it to beta, which has some occasional bugs,
or you can go to the developer unstable and change the channel to it and have the most bugs. You can switch back whenever you would like. You just click on which one you want, and when you do so, you can change the channel. In my case, I'm just going to cancel it, but you can see what you can do. Now let's move back one level here again, and where we saw the Chromebook update, or whether we were up to date. Come down here and notice that under additional details, you'll see the update schedule. This device will get automatic software and security updates until June 2025. The end of life of Chromebooks now is listed on your Chromebook, on your particular model. On the other Chromebook that I have, the end of life is June of 2022. And if you want to click on Learn More about this, it talks about the information concerning it, but you can also look at the various brands. You're considering buying a new Chromebook, you can find the brand, click on it, all the models of that brand are listed, and you can see when the end of life comes for that model. So the Pixelbook Go will be, the end of life will be June 2026. But if you have the 2015 Chromebook Pixel, it actually already expired and is not being updated. You can check the date when your updates no longer be available on your Chromebook. To power wash your Chromebook can be accomplished very easily. Let's go to our settings, and then we're going to go to advanced, go all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see reset settings, power wash. All you have to do is click the reset. I believe it'll then prompt you. I'm not going to chance it, but I believe it prompts you. Are you sure you want to do this? And when you do, it'll take you back. It'll remove all your user accounts and reset your Chrome device to be just like new. So it gets you back to factory fresh. You sign in with your account, and it will repopulate with all of your icons and connect you back up to your Google Drive, and you'll be ready to go, just as if you never did this, but your computer will be totally reset. I'm often asked if I will lose my files if I reset my Chromebook. In other words, power wash it. One of the advantages of Chromebooks is that the vast majority of your data is kept in the cloud rather than on the machine itself. This means that when you reset one, you don't have to worry about whether your files will safely make the transition. There are a few notable exceptions, though. Anything in your downloads folder will be deleted, as will any other music, pictures, videos that you are currently storing on your device. Although if you have copies in Google Drive, then they will be safe online. The easiest way to check what's on your hard drive is to open the Files app and select My Files section from the left-hand column. In here, you will see any folders on your device and the files kept within them. If you find ones that are important and not already stored in Google Drive, quickly make backup copies and pop them in your Google Drive folder. Let's take a look at what I'm saying. What we're going to do is come here and go to Files. Let's full screen this. And you'll see here you have downloads. In the downloads folder, we double click it, are all the things that are on my local drive. And I have quite a few. If I wanted to save those, if I was going to do a power wash, I would lose everything that's in this folder and anything in the audio, images, or videos. So if I looked at videos, I would see some things here and some images maybe, and anything audio, I'm not sure, probably not. Okay, but anything in those places are on my local drive, and on a reset or power wash, I would lose them. So what I should do is highlight all of them and then copy them over to my Google Drive. And then in my Google Drive, I have a folder called Dell Chromebook, and in that I save files, or I can create another folder by any name, or if I wish, instead of putting it on the Google Drive, I can save it to my SD card that is in the local machine, because the SD card does not get wiped and does not get deleted when a power wash is done. That SD card, I can create a folder like I have here, old screenshots, or folder 1. I can create a folder, whatever I want, copy all of those files to it, and I have a backup of them. So when I do a power wash, I don't lose them. It doesn't happen often, but if your Chromebook has frozen and has become unresponsive, a quick reboot can sometimes get things running once more. To do so, simply hold down the power key until you see the machine turn off and reboot. You may have to hold down that power key between 10 and 15 seconds for it to be activated. When it does come back to the desktop, make sure that you log in and try updating the software to clear out any lingering bugs. And of course, to do that, you go to the settings about Chrome OS and check for updates. I hope that helped you.
Thanks, Huey. Huey had a question in the chat. If you log in as a guest on your Chromebook and you're in guest mode, if you then sign in to your Google account in the guest mode, would your extensions be available for you in the?
I believe so.
I would think so as well. We don't use guest mode, so I don't know. I mean,
I seldom use it, but occasionally I have used it, and I did want to test it. And as you noticed, I had it because it was not saving any information. I couldn't just record the screen or anything because I didn't have any of the software available. And so what I had to do was set up my iPhone on a tripod with a holder, and then I used it and recorded the screen to do that. But to answer the question, I believe it will. It may not be able to run all of them, but it certainly will. It should pick up all of the information if you're syncing your information.
But you'd have to log into your Google account.
You'd have to log into your Google account.
Right. Otherwise it would know who you are, right? Just in guest mode. All right. Well, that's a good question. Now the other thing
there's let's see, another question is power down by the on off button to save unlike Windows. I'm not sure. It actually it reboots it.
Reboots it. It depends. Again, it depends on your individual machine, though, and how it does. But one of the things I wanted to remind everybody, and I keep telling you this every week, every month that we do this show, is that there are 2 copies of the Chrome operating system on your computer, on your Chromebook. There's a primary copy and a secondary copy. It's the secondary copy that gets updated, right? So it never bothers you. It's not like Windows that says, hey, we're shutting down, we're going to update everything, blah, blah, blah. You'll never know when your Chromebook is getting the update, because it does it in the secondary copy and gets it all sorted out and ready for you guys to use. Now, it then switches from the secondary copy to the primary copy. So it gives you the fresh updated copy and it changes them. That change occurs when you reboot your computer. If you do like I do and you just close it at night, and I just close it, plug it in, and away I go, it never reboots. And the problem is you can keep doing that, but you'll never get any updates. So if you want to do that, now Hewie showed you how to manually update your computer, which is fine, or you need to power off and power back on to get the update applied. So if you just close it every night when you go to bed, it's not going to work. So, well, I mean, you're just not going to get any updates. So I say that every week because I mean, I do it. That's what I do. I just close it. I don't turn it off, but I manually test it each morning because I write articles about it. So I want to know when all the updates are because I need to know that. But so I want just everyone to be aware of that. All right.
Dennis also asked, can you print in guest mode? You know what? I'm going to have to test that. I don't know the answer to that.
I would think so.
I would say since they don't use cloud print anymore, it should see the printer and it should be able to print to it.
I'm pretty sure that would be the case. All right, we're going to have more time for questions later. I'm going to move on now, and I'm going to share my screen, and we'll share the sound, and we will get going with this. Good day, it's Ron Brown with Tech for Seniors. New features of Chrome OS 92. Now, if you're watching this video and you're part of our Learning Chromebook series that Hewie Poplick and I do every month, then this video will be made available on our YouTube channel. If you are watching this on our YouTube channel and not part of our Learning Chromebook series, you can head over to www.tech4senior and register. Then you'll be part of our monthly Chromebook learning series, which Hewie Poplick and I do the fourth Thursday of every month. You can head over to www.tech4senior and you will see on our web page registering for learning Chromebooks. Just click that and you can register. It's a free seminar we do once a month as part of Tech for Seniors. Now you know the routine. If you like this video, please click the like, and we would sure appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep making videos. Now, for those of you who want to find specific features in Chrome OS 92, I've linked the different chapters in the description below. So if you want to hop ahead and look at for specific issues you're looking for, just click the buttons below and the time chapters will take you right to the spot you want. So let's get started. There's no stopping Chromebooks from dominating the world. Despite a slowdown in PC growth, Chromebook sales continue to surge. Chromebooks have proven to be terrific machines for students, or really just about anyone working from home these days. Chromebooks have seen a tremendous sales increase over the past year, with a whopping 275% year-on growth record in the first quarter of 2021. While growth is now slowed, Chromebook sales continue to do strongly in the second quarter of 2021. The latest analytical data compiled by the marketing from Canalys proves that Chromebook shipment volumes continue to outpace the rest of the industry's product categories, totaling 11.8 million devices sold in a single quarter, or 74.7% over a year. Despite a slowdown in growth, Google's platform saw a 75% annual increase and a shipment volume of 11.9 million units. Major vendors have been doubling down on their investment in Chromebooks, and that effort has paid off. They're consistently seeing strong returns thanks to the platform's wide adoption globally. HP continues to have commanding lead in the Chromebook market, with 4.32 million devices sold and 115.7% annual growth, maintaining the wild 36.4% market share it had in the first quarter of 2021. Lenovo takes second place, and while its shipment has declined since Q1, its 2.56 million Chromebooks is nothing to worry about, growing 81.5% annually. Acer managed to ship out more Chromebooks to customers than it did in Q1. It sold 1.86 million devices and grew 83% since last year. Dell and Samsung fill out the top 5, but in a surprising turn of events, Dell suffered a shipment decline of 8.7%. This isn't the end of the world for Dell. However, its 1.11 million shipments is quite impressive. A separate research firm, IDC, reports 12.3 million Chromebooks shipped in the second quarter, or 68.6% year-over growth. While there's minor discrepancy between Canalys and IDC's report, both solidify the fact that Q2 of this year was another strong quarter for Chromebooks. Before we get to the Chrome OS 92 features, I'd like to show you 6 apps I use on my Chromebook. These are all free and easy to use on your Chromebook. One of the most used messaging apps in the world. The chances are high you already use this app on your phone, so it's nice you can also use it on your Chromebook. In addition to messaging, you can also make phone or video calls with this app. Twitter. Well, there are several third-party Twitter apps on Android. They're mostly all hampered by Twitter's API restrictions. Because of this, the official Twitter app is still the way to go for Android on Chrome OS. Follow your favorite conversations and participate in polls or group DMs. All of the latest Twitter features come to your Chromebook with this Android app. Pretty much everyone uses Netflix these days. If you have a Chromebook, the chances are you want to stream some of your favorite shows on it. Check out award-winning series, movies, documentaries, and stand-up specials. The mobile app, you get Netflix while you travel, commute, or just take a break with your new Chromebook. VLC Media Player. Streaming is great, but sometimes you want to play content you already own. The VLC Media Player is a free and open source cross-platform multimedia player that plays most multimedia files, as well as disks, devices, and network streaming protocols. One of the most versatile video apps out there. There is a must for your Chromebook or Chrome OS tablet. Lightroom has a photo editor with a fairly intuitive interface. If you're not quite ready for the endless options in Photoshop, Lightroom might be the app for you. Easy image editing tools like sliders and filters for pictures simplify photo editing. Retouch full resolution photos, apply photo filters, or start photo editing wherever you are. Experiment with and compare photo editing without losing the original and pick up your favorite look. Again, this is a free app for your Chromebook. Professional creators need the power of Photoshop on the go. Adobe's Photoshop Express app for Android puts that power on your Chromebook. Photoshop Express delivers a full spectrum of tools and effects at your fingertips. Remove noise, instantly correct crooked images. For podcast enthusiasts, Pocket Casts is the best podcaster you find on Android. Lots of premium features and a beautiful user interface make this one of my favorite apps on Android, period. If you spend a lot of time listening to podcasts, the trim silence and skip intros feature will help you get straight to the content in each episode. My favorite and one I've used for many years. Let's look at what's new with the Chrome OS 92. Chromebooks update automatically to provide you with the latest features and keep the software fresh and speedy. Here are some of the recent highlights that have occurred with Chrome OS 92. Share files fast with Nearby Share. With Nearby Share, quickly and securely share files between your Chromebook and other Chrome OS or Android devices. You'll be able to send and receive without giving your contact details, so your information and files stay private. Get started by going to your settings and toggling Nearby Share and turning this on. See answers automatically. You may already use your launcher to search for apps, your files, results on Google, and more. Now it'll automatically show you answers like simple calculations or weather information without you need to open up a new browser window. Try it now by pressing the Everything button and typing weather, or go to the search bar. Get notified with app badges. Check which of your apps need your attention with a glance. If you see a small circular badge on an app icon, this indicates that the app has active notifications available or something new for you to view. You can turn these badges off by visiting your quick settings and clicking notifications. Troubleshooting at your fingertips. Easily troubleshoot your Chromebook with the new Diagnostics app. You can check the status of your laptop's battery, CPU, and memory, and run tests. So if you notice your battery is draining faster than expected, you can check its health right from the app. Open it by pressing the Everything button and searching Diagnostics. Chrome OS 92 brings the ability to have an eSIM in your Chromebook. This means you'll be able to connect to your cell phone provider without having a physical SIM in your Chromebook. Chrome OS 92 introduces nearly 1,000 redesigned Google emojis. While the picker has been redesigned, it adds search and can be opened with the launcher by using the search key plus shift plus space combo, or by right-clicking on a text field and tapping the emoji at the top of the menu. So I wanted to show you the new media controls for your Chromebook. Let's look at this YouTube video that I'm about to play. I'm going to start playing this.
Calling it the Chrome AIO desktop, which means,
and let's say we want, you see the controls here, but we can actually make the controls,
imagine the first Google Home.
but actually make the controls part of the shelf. Let's watch how we do that. I'm going to come over here and back down to our on the bottom right corner of the shelf here. We're going to open the menu up, and here's where we see the media controls. Now if you click on this, you'll come up, and these are the new media controls. So we can actually control the video we're watching through these controls. We have these are the standard controls that you'll see. However, I want you to come up to the top and see media controls and pin. So we now can pin this. When I click pin, you see now the media controls are now pinned to the shelf. So let's have a look and see how this is going to work now.
And then on top of that is almost
So
like an iPad.
you'll
So
hear it,
screen.
the
So
media is playing,
essentially imagine
but we can now
desktop where it is the
we
base
can
is
now
like a
easily
average
control it
phone speaker,
right from the
and then
shelf
there's a large screen tablet looking
by
thing.
pausing it. And this now will be a permanent part of the shelf, and you can control the media controls of different videos. This is a YouTube video we're playing right from the shelf. And you'll see this sits right next to the microphone for speech recognition or dictation, and also the nearby feature in Phone Hub. So this is a new feature I wanted to show you in Chrome OS 92. New for Chrome OS 92 is the Wallpaper app. In prior versions, you've been able to select and change the wallpaper for your Chromebook by going to Settings. Let's see what happens if we go to Settings. I'm going to go down to the bottom right-hand corner. We're going to click and come up to Settings. Let's click Settings. And we're going to come over to Personalization. Personalization, we'll see here. We're going to click this, and this is, of course, going to show us wallpaper. Now I want you to notice now when you click this, it doesn't actually open a section up in settings. It opens the wallpaper app. You see at the bottom here it says open the wallpaper app. So you actually don't have to go to settings anymore. Let's just get out of here, and we're going to click exit and get out. And now we're going to come down to the launcher. Let's go across on our shelf. We'll come over to the left on our shelf, and here is the launcher button. We're going to click this, and now you're going to see that you'll see in the last 5 that I've opened, of course, my wallpaper picker is here, and this is now an app on your Chromebook. So let's click this and see where we go. We're going to click this, and this brings us up to a lot of options. Let's look at some of the options that we can choose. At the top left, we can choose cityscapes. Wow, there's some pretty nice things here. And as we go through here and we scroll, we can actually have this automatically changed for us. So if we click this button here and turn this on, this is now going to daily refresh and change our Chromebook background for us in the cityscapes list. And look at all the incredible, just going to turn this off, all the incredible choices that you have. And these can change each day. Let's go to landscapes. Again, you have a daily refresh and you can change this. And as we go down here, you'll see all the different landscapes around the world that you can have as background for your Chromebook. I wonder what togetherness is all about. Let's have a look and see about togetherness. Interesting. Again, you can have a daily refresh and it will change, and you have all sorts of choices. Wow. Do you like flowers? Let's see what flowers are like. Floral. Wow, look at the patterns here. All different choices that you have. Imagery. Let's look at imagery. Very interesting images. I wonder what elements are. Let's look at elements. Very impressive. Made by Canvas. This has been around for a few editions. These are very nice prints that you have your choice of having. Again, these are all free and available through the wallpaper app. We have collages. Again, your choice. And we have composition. So it's interesting if we chose this one. And that's what it would look like on our background, just by clicking on it. Leisure, a man of leisure. All the things that we can do. Dessert time, my favorite time of the dinner. Yes. Lots of choices there. Let's choose the cookie one. I like cookies. Oh, wow, that's cool. Let's look at, there are so many choices. Colors. If you want a background, a neutral background, very interesting. Illustrations. Lots of choices here. Very interesting. Art. Again, this is one where you can have a daily refresh where it changes each day. And you have your choice of many different art forms. Solid colors. And if you want a solid background, that's certainly what you can have. And then you can choose your own images as a background. Let's click here, and you can choose and see These are all, oh, what do we got here? Tech for Senior. Huh. Wonder where let's try that. And that could be our background. So this is where you can choose any of the images that you have, and you can make them as a custom background. So this is the new wallpaper app that comes with Chrome OS 92. Ron Brown with Tech for Seniors. Hope you enjoyed the video. New features of Chrome OS 92. Please remember to like and subscribe. And until our next video, have a great day. Okay. So,
Great
yes,
stuff.
yeah, so lots of, now I know there's a lot of material there and you probably want to play that again. So this will be available on our YouTube channel, and also we'll be sending it out to you so you can replay it, because there's a lot of information there and I'm sure you want to look at it again. Do you want to, I have a few more things I want to talk about, but why don't we do some questions now before that? Do you have any, is there any in the chat?
Yeah, Dennis had added, so in the guest mode, if I save something to the SD card, then can the regular user in non-guest mode access that same file on the SD card? And the answer is absolutely. When you write to the SD card, it doesn't separate it. It's on the SD card. And so if 2 or 3 people are using the same computer, you can share some files that way by having the SD card in there.
I would, if I power washed, I'd take my SD card out. I know it's not supposed to wipe it, but I think I'd be a little nervous. I'd take it out.
Yeah, I have an email program that I use, and I have everything set up and it works. And I'm afraid to just test the power wash to show people. I didn't want to do it because I think all those settings are on the computer. And even though the program would be there and I wouldn't lose anything, some of the settings of being able to go out and get the email for that program, because it does check all of my email addresses in one program. And it's so much nicer than Outlook to do that. And so I don't want to screw that up.
I wanted just to let everyone know about the eSIM. Now, eSIMs have been around for a while. In fact, my Pixel 3, what an eSIM is it means that there's a computer chip on the motherboard. It's inside the computer that is the SIM card. It's a permanent chip. It's not one that you replace. And you can then electronically put the software on that chip for to connect to Verizon or whatever. And my Pixel 3 phone has an eSIM chip in it, and I never actually put a physical SIM card in there to connect it. The new thing about OS 92 is that as these new Chromebooks come out now, they have the capability of having an eSIM in there. So we're going to see a lot of Chromebooks, and they're coming out now with the ability to connect to a cellular connection right from your Chromebook. And the nice part about this is, particularly with the cell phone T-Mobile and Verizon, will be able to, you can use eSIMs. So you don't actually have to go and actually take a SIM card and put it in there. It will just, you can just do it with the software. And this is a big change that's occurred in OS 92. So it's to allow this to occur.
Okay, there's some more questions in the chat box now.
Okay.
George asks, are landscapes identified like an edge? And I don't believe so. The backgrounds. No.
Are they the same landscapes? No, because Edge is, of course, Microsoft, and this is Google, so they'd be different.
But in Microsoft, they actually identify what the pictures are, where they are, and some.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't
do that.
It doesn't do that. But there's some pretty cool landscapes. I mean, there are some nice landscapes. Now, I tend not to use those because I do a lot of production stuff with my Chromebook, doing videos and stuff like that. And I want a very generic background that everybody identifies with. So I don't really have those on there, but they're pretty cool stuff, and it changes. Yeah.
And Gerald asked, should I install MS Office app? We talked about that earlier. You may have missed that. Go ahead, and Ron, I'll let you answer that.
Okay, so let me just tell you that this is a big announcement this week, and I wanted to let everybody know this. A big announcement this week about Microsoft and Chromebooks. And so before I get into this and I explain it, I think that if you are buying a Chromebook and going to use a Chromebook, my first recommendation to you is to use Google Drive, because it comes with all the applications from Google. It comes with all the same features that Office 365 has, but it's Google, and it's all free, and it's all integrated into your Chromebook. Now, so I would certainly give that, have a look at that and really try and see if you're happy with it. I think 99% of people will be perfectly happy with it, and it's all built in and works fine. All right, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, there are a lot of folks who say, gee whiz, I've used Microsoft products all my life, and I still want to continue using PowerPoint. I want to use Excel. I want to use all my Microsoft products that I've had. And so can you use them on a Chromebook? And the answer is yes. In fact, it's very easy to use the whole Microsoft suite of applications on your Chromebook. Not a problem at all. In fact, that has been present for a long time. Now, how that worked was this, is that all the different components of Office 365, like let's say Excel, had an app, an Android app, and you would download that Android app onto your cell phone, right? And that would allow you to see Excel spreadsheets and do all the work on your Android phone. Well, you could download that Android app, also the Excel app, onto your Chromebook, and it would, and then you'd be able to see the Excel spreadsheet and do whatever you wanted with the spreadsheet. So you could do that on your Chromebook, which is what a lot of people did. Now, the beauty of this is it's all free, right? Like all those people paying for Office 365, you're getting all this for free, right? And so that was great on the Chromebook. It was just great, and you could put all those individual apps on the Chromebook, and you would have you'd be able to do that. Well, life's changed now, and for a variety of reasons, they are going to be stopping support of individual apps on your Chromebook, and they're going to what we call a PWA, or progressive web app. And so if you go now, and I did that this morning, if you go to your Chromebook, and I'll show you that in a minute, you'll see that there is if you go to the Play Store and you type in Office, what you're going to see is an Office app. And what it actually is what we call a PWA, a progressive web app. And this is an app that actually runs on the web. It's not going to be resident on your Chromebook. So, and it's going to run, and I can show you that in a minute. And it runs very well. And it's the whole suite of applications. In other words, it's the whole suite of applications that will run. And it connects, of course, to your OneDrive. Now, the one thing that you will require to, you will have to log in. So you will need a Microsoft account, but you will have a Microsoft account if you have Windows 10 and you've signed up. So you will have an account. So you will have to sign in. So it could be non-paid, you don't have to pay for it, but you will have to sign in so they know who you are. And the second thing is, if you have an Office 365 account, then you can just sign in with that, and that's not a problem. And everything you do will be, of course, web-based, and it'll all be run on the web. Now, the interesting thing, so let me just, Hewie, can I just take a minute and just show people this?
Yeah, why don't you?
Okay, so I have my Chromebook here, and I'm just going to, I'm going to share my screen, and we'll share. Did it share?
Not yet.
Come on, you silly thing. There we go. It's operator error. All right. So if we go, and let's go to the Play Store here. Let's come up here, and we're just going to go to the Play Store. and I'm going to type in Office. I think we've got that. I did the search this morning. And here's what you're going to come up. And this is what we call these are going to go away. See these individual apps, these are all going to go away. And this is the one that you're going to be using. This is your called a PWA. This is the one called Microsoft Office, and this is the one that you'll download and you'll install. Now, if you come over,
make sure it's the one from Microsoft Corporation.
That's
not
right.
The one farther down that says WPS Office. And
yeah, you want to use this. This is going to be the logo, and this is going to be the one. And if you come down now and you look at my launcher here, you'll see that this is the launcher, and it's right here. Now, so I'm going to click this, and this actually takes me now, since I'm already logged in, this takes me right to my this is the screen that you're going to get, and these are the documents and all the documents that you can have. And if you want to add a document, you just come down here and click the plus. And again, you have all the choices here to add the different documents you have. And that's what you're going to be using. Now, this is what we call a PWA. And what I would do is I would just I would right click on that and save it to the shelf, because if you go and you actually look at the launcher, you will not see it resident on your, because the app lives in the cloud. So if you come down here and you just come back and you look at all my, if we open this up here, where you're going to get confused is if you go through here now and you look at all my apps that I have, you'll never find it. Okay, it's called a progressive web app. It's not resident on your Chromebook, so you can't actually see that here on your Chromebook. So you'll right click on it and store it to the shelf. When you click on it, it will open it up. Now, the thing that's interesting about this that I haven't figured out yet is that I did an experiment this morning, and I turned my Chromebook off the internet, and I went back and I started the progressive web app again from Office, and all my files were there. So somehow it must cache those files because they're available even offline for you to see. So it's sort of interesting, but this is what we're going to be using now, and that's the new one. So
one thing isn't going away though, is using your browser and going to office.com and signing
correct.
into your account. You can still use the online versions of Office, and that's also free, and you can use that. And I'm not sure if you have it on yours. I don't have my Chromebook in this room, so
yeah. So again, but what I'm going to tell everyone is this. I mean, this is all fine and dandy, and it works well. I mean, that just works real slick. So on your Chromebook, you can use any of the Microsoft products you want, and it's free. It's just perfect, right? But really, I think your primary goal should be to look at the suite of applications that Chromebooks come with that are all built into your Chromebook, that are all there, okay? And now there may be some people, I just can't do that. I have to have my Microsoft product. I got to do that. So, okay, that's fine. You can have it. It's free. But primarily, I think you should try to use the Google ones because it just is integrated and works better. Dorothy, go ahead.
Before she does, just remember that Google Docs will read Word documents,
sure.
and Word documents will read the Google Docs.
Absolutely.
And each of their comparable software packages. So you can run the presentation package from Google, use that program with your PowerPoints. Now, PowerPoint has a few things in it that the Google version doesn't, and sometimes they don't look the same. And same thing with even the docs. But for the most part, it works pretty flawlessly.
It does.
Okay.
Dorothy, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. So yeah, now I'm totally confused. I use all the Google products, and I pay for Office 365 on my Windows computer. So now in my Chromebook, I would install that other.
The PWA, yeah, you could install it.
Yeah,
You could install it, and when you signed in, you sign in, it would automatically find your account, and all your stuff would be there.
So is it because, let's say I wasn't paying for my Office 365, if I just used a Microsoft account, I would get the same?
You would get pretty much the same. You have a few more options with the paid account as to where you can download the files, store the files, and how you can use the files. Okay, so it is something that's a little bit different, but you do have some more options because you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so
I guess the only question, the reason I pay for Outlook or for Office is so I can have Outlook, because there was no way I could import my PST from my old
Right.
2007 to anything. So
that's right. Yeah.
But could I import a PST in the Office program on the Chromebook?
I'm not sure about that, and I didn't even look. I didn't look on that. If Outlook was part of the PWA.
Outlook is, but I'm
Is
not
it?
sure whether you're going to have, I don't think you're going to have the file on your computer. It is going to be out in the cloud.
It'll probably be in the
I'm
cloud.
quite sure. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any way to import a PST to the Outlook in the cloud?
I don't know. That's
I would think you could, but I don't know. I do know that my PSTs are huge.
Yeah.
Because I've got emails going back to 2001, maybe earlier.
yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why I gave up on Outlook like 20 years ago. I hate that PST file. I hate it with a passion. I had nothing but grief in my early computing years of that stupid Outlook and PST file. So I am not a big fan of that, and that's why I don't use Outlook. But that's everyone to their own.
Yeah.
And then it was around Office 2016. It might have been Office 2010. They changed the way they do it, and there's a different PST for each email address.
Yeah.
It used to be one PST for all of your emails. Now the PSTs are for individual email addresses, and I have several. So I have a whole bunch of these PST files, and I've done away with some of those email addresses, but I still have the PSTs stored. I think I have something like 16 or 18 gigabytes of PST files. It's just,
I just
it's
hate
scary.
it. I hate PST
I know.
files. I don't even like to talk about PST files.
We're coming to the end, and I think the question of the day is, and there's some more questions that, so I got to move up here. I missed it. Where is the everything button? If you look at the keyboard on a Chromebook, where the caps lock key is, you'll see like a magnifying glass on the key, or it may be a circle like the start button on your screen. They've changed the name from the start button to the everything button, and it's the same when you either click on the little round button on the bottom left of your screen, or the key that in the same place as your caps lock key is, that has the magnifying glass. That's the everything key. And there's a few other questions here, Ron, if I can quickly.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Sounds like MS is pointing us to their free version of Microsoft 365. I think we covered that. How are you getting bookmarks to show when you click the launch button? They appear under the search box. It just remembers them. I think it's just where you've been. They aren't really bookmarks. And then what about Microsoft Access? That's not included in Office, in the regular Office, and I don't think that is a part of the online. I'm not sure if it is, but I don't think it's usable on the Chromebooks. I'd have to check on that. So it's recently visited files. That's correct. What you see on the screen. And then what is the Alt-GR button on the keyboard for? Alt-GR. I'm not sure.
Alt-G. I'm doing it. Alt-GR.
It's a key on the keyboard.
It's on my HP. Right beside the space bar.
Right beside the space bar.
It would
There's
be just an alt, I guess, just the alt key. I don't know what the GR would stand for.
Okay,
You may find it,
Art?
you may, in your instruction manual for that Chromebook, have a look. They may have a custom key in there. Sometimes they do that on different models, and then it's the Chromebooks. And so just have a look on your HP
okay,
in the manual, because it might, HP might have hardwired it in, so it does something, that key does something unique for that. Okay. And we have done videos where you can remap some of the functions of these keys. And Hewie and I have both done videos to show you in the last year how to do that. I caution people on changing the way these keys work, because it does end up causing problems in some of the programs that you use. And every case where I've tried it, I always go back and, go back to the original, because it does change some of the way these programs work.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Did we get all the questions on here?
Yeah, all the ones that are, let's see. Yeah, I think that's it on the questions.
No other questions? Now if you want to unmute yourself or raise your hand or holler or scream or something like that, we're happy. We're all ears. So if you,
we're over the time, but we can stretch it a little bit. There's nobody knocking on the door saying we can't stay on a few more minutes.
And my stomach is saying I've got maybe 10 minutes of food left before I have to go for lunch. So
I've got a couple questions.
George, go ahead.
This is a kind of a repeat. On many of the Chromebooks, there's an on-off key, and if you hold that down, it will turn it off. It'll turn off the Chromebook. And I asked the question, but I don't think it's clear, because I've always been a little afraid. If you were to do that on a Windows machine, you could damage the hard drive by crashing it, right? And I don't know if the Chromebook is safer in holding down the on-off key.
Absolutely. And in fact, everything would be, you got to remember, first of all Chromebooks have solid state drives. There is no such thing as a spinning drive on a Chromebook. They're all solid state drives. So there is no nothing spinning where the head's going to come down on the platter.
No,
so
it's not the head. It's the corruption of the table.
That's all saved. It's all saved. Okay. So when you hit that and turn it off, you're good to go.
Okay.
You said you had 2 questions?
Dennis is next.
Dennis, go ahead.
You guys mentioned registering at the Tech for Seniors. The fact, just to refresh my own memory, the fact that I got an email about today's meeting, does that mean I'm registered?
Yes.
Okay. And question number 2 is, you guys mentioned that you had your own YouTube videos or links or websites. What are the links for those?
You'll find those actually on the Tech for Senior website as well. So you just click, the links are all there. But the one that Hewie has, Hewie's is, I guess mine is Tech for Senior, which is the YouTube video. And what is yours? Hewie.net, your website?
I think it's Hewie P, but if you go to Hewie.net and go to my YouTube page, I've got links to all of these channels as well. Yeah. And it's HEWIE.net.
And you'll be getting, Dennis, you'll be getting an email probably tomorrow, and it'll have all those links in it for you.
Okay.
Gerald, go ahead.
I just bought my girlfriend the Lenovo Flex 5 2-in-1.
Hey, that's a great machine.
It is really a great machine. I had lent her my Pixelbook. You and I both had Pixelbooks.
Yeah.
For a while, and she liked the system. So I bought that machine. It was $100 off.
Yeah.
Of course, here in the state of Washington, we have sales tax. So it came up to like $506, and I had it delivered to the local Costco. in her neighborhood and picked it up and then gave it to her, and she really likes it.
She's a lucky girl. She's a lucky girl. You're a nice guy.
But I mean, you had talked about it before, and the people on Chrome Unbox talked about it too. And it is, yeah, it's a mid-range, and it works very well. And Costco has a great deal. Because the Costco version is special. Not only does it have the fast chip, but it also has 8 gigs of RAM. So it's really it's really a nice machine. And I want to thank you for your recommendation in regards to the Microsoft Office. I'm not going to use it because I have Microsoft Office in 19 and 16 and 13 and 10 on a whole bunch of other computers, and I don't need it. And there's the question about Access normally only appears in Office Professional.
Right.
It is a relationship database. I don't know how to use it.
I've never known anyone that's ever used Access. Maybe Joel has, but I've never known it.
My computer club, the webmaster, we keep our records on that. Okay.
Okay.
It is if you understand that kind of database, and you'll have people in your club who do that, who know that kind of business, then it's usable. Because I think what it basically is, Microsoft years ago bought Foxbase, and they may have merged that into Access, and so that's what it is. But it requires someone who understands how to operate relationship databases, and they often have to build shortcuts and special little applications, and so you better be a programmer.
Thanks, Gerald. The other thing, just to let everyone know, is that Costco, Acer has the Spin 713, which is was Chromebook of the year last year, and it's a great machine as well. And Costco has that on now for $200 off. You see it advertised quite a bit. It's a great Chromebook as well. Super good deal on it. And so Gerald's is good, and so is the Spin 713. 2 great models to choose from.
There's a bunch of new models coming out from all the brands. HP's coming out with one that the reviews have been really good on. The fact that it's the keyboard detaches and it becomes a tablet, and the reviews on it look really good. And I think we're going to see a lot of really much more powerful machines geared to people in business or who are using it for business, as opposed to those who are using it for students or for just home use.
Dorothy, you get the last question. Yeah,
I just Googled what is the Alt GR key that Anita wanted to know.
Yeah.
It's called the Alt Graph key. It's a key on international keyboards that is located to the right of the Alt key or right of the space bar. When pressed along with the keyboard key, it enables the entry of special characters for different languages.
Okay. Thank you, Dorothy.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yes, thanks.
Excellent.
Yep.
Thanks a lot. Well, Hewie, I guess we're going to do this again next month, eh?
Yep. The only month we're going to have an issue with is November.
We're going to take November off because
it's on Thanksgiving Day. And although not all of our people are here in the US, the majority of them are, I am, and I'm going to have some turkey in the middle of the day, about 2:00. So I am not going to be available for the program, and I'm sure you're going to find something to do that day.
Exactly. So November we're taking off, but we'll be here next month, and so the 4th Thursday of the month we'll be here. If you are registered and you're here, you don't have to do anything. We would like you to promote, if you are a member of your computer club, if you're please promote this. We had 30 people today. We can have another
40.
70.
We had over 40.
We're up to 40. So we can have a lot more people. And I know Hewie and I put a tremendous amount of work into getting the shows for you. So we really like to see the information used. So please, if you spread the word, just have them go to our website, and the sign up form's right there. And then once you're signed up, we can send you the linking information. So just please spread the word around. and we're happy to have new
If
people
you
come in.
want, use any of our recordings as part of your meeting.
Yep,
You can
yep.
take a piece or a part or use
Yep.
the whole program as part of your meeting to show what we do and how we do it and
Yep.
share the information as well. Because we put a lot of time in gathering the information and we love to share it.
That's right. There you go. All right. So shall we say goodbye, Hewie?
Say goodbye, Hewie.
Bye. All right. Till next month. We'll watch our. We'll have an email out to you within 24 hours with the information.
Bye.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Bye bye now.